This morning we're looking at the blessing that Moses gave to the sons of Jacob, and specifically to the blessing to Joseph. And he says in verse 13, "And of Joseph he said, Blessed of the Lord be his land, for the precious things of heaven, for the dew and for the deep that coucheth beneath, for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun, and for the precious things put forth by the moon, and for the chief things of the ancient mountains, and for the precious things of the lasting hills, and for the precious things of the earth and fullness thereof, and for the goodwill of him that dwelt in the bush. Let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren." As you think about this blessing, I want you just to look around this world and observe God's creation. God has made a world that is completely self-sustaining. This earth grows the food and the feed that we need. It grows the fiber that we need. It has the minerals that we need. And that's what he's talking about here. He's talking about how rich the land of Ephraim and Manasseh was going to be. He talks about the precious things of heaven, the dew, and for the deep that coucheth beneath. Well, that's the water. You can't grow anything without water. You can't raise livestock without water. And so he says that this precious dew, and then the deep, the springs of water that are coming out of the earth, that is a part of this land that he was going to inherit. And for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun. We observe and study and learn about this incredible thing called chlorophyll that God's put in plants. The fact that the sun actually allows the plants absorb the sun's energy. They use this photosynthesis cycle to create the sugars that they need to grow to put forth the fruits. It's amazing what God has done. And for the precious things put forth by the moon. The moon also plays a role in the different spectrums of light that come upon the earth. And the darkness is absolutely essential for certain things. They say that there are certain short day plants that if they get too much sunlight, they will flower too quickly and they won't be edible. And so they need more darkness than other plants do. God's created this world this way. There's also certain breeds of sheep that have photoreceptors in their eyes so that they breed in the fall when the days get short. If you try to put bucks with the ewes in that time, like in the different time of year, the ewes won't breed because they know when the days get to the right amount then they'll begin to cycle. It's absolutely incredible. He says in verse 15, "And for the chief things of the ancient mountains, and for the precious things of the lasting hills." The area of Ephraim and Manasseh has certain areas with mountains and hills and certain areas with plains and valleys. Different kinds of grasses grow in those areas. Different kinds of fruits grow in those areas. Grapes in certain areas, olives in certain areas, different other kinds. Not only that, but different kinds of minerals that you could dig out of the rocks of those particular areas. Precious metals, minerals that are absolutely essential for life. He goes on and he says, "And for the precious things of the earth and fullness thereof." There's so much precious good stuff that God has built into this earth that we need, that we can harvest, that we can use, that He's given to us, and He's designed this earth this way for us to be able to use it. Isn't it amazing? And he goes on and he says, "And for the goodwill of him that dwelt in the bush." Now, what is that talking about? Well, that's talking about God himself, because that's where Moses met God, was at the burning bush. And he says this all comes from the goodwill of him that dwelt in the bush. If you get a good rain, you sure need to praise God because he sent it to you. If you've got a good crop, if you've raised a good critter, if you eat, if you benefit from the things of this earth, let's give God praise for the incredible creation that he's made. God bless you. Have a great day.